What is up, everyone? Jonathan here from the Venue RX. We're here at Wedding MBA, and I ran into a fellow podcaster, Becca. Becca, thank you so much for being on the Venue RX today.
I'm so excited to be here, and I'm so excited to be in the States because I've flown all the way from London for Wedding MBA, and it's an exciting time to be here. There's so many cool people and so many cool things going on.
Well, I can't wait to talk about the UK with you, actually. And one of the questions that we were just kind of talking about before we got on was the differences between the UK market and the US market. And so I'm really interested in your take on that, seeing as how you have a worldwide audience. You're very well known in the UK for your podcast and everything that you do in terms of marketing. So could you share with us some of the differences that you feel there are between UK venues and US-based venues?
So I think on the whole, the UK is kind of behind the times a little bit when it comes to marketing, when it comes to venues. So we tend to look at the US market to see what trends are coming across, what marketing trends are coming across. And I think there's a lot that the UK venues can be learning from the US venues. I think also in the UK, we have a very different structure when it comes to getting married. So you may not know, but in the UK, you have to be registered, licensed as a venue. So not necessarily the person, but the venue itself. So if you want to get married outside, you have to be under a structure. That structure has to be licensed. You can't just get married on the beach. You can't just get married in any room. And if a hotel or a venue doesn't have a license, they cannot hold a legal ceremony there. They can only hold a celebrant ceremony there.
Oh, so meaning the wedding itself, the union, isn't legal.
Correct.
Oh, it's very interesting.
Yeah, so if you want to get married legally, you have to do it in a registered place. Now, also, interestingly, you may or may not find this interesting, if you want any kind of religious aspect to your ceremony, it has to be in a church in the UK. So if I wanted to get married in a hotel and I wanted a Bible reading, that's not allowed as a legal ceremony.
No way. That is so interesting. So you can't have a pastor of a church or something like that marry you out in a meadow somewhere for...
No, absolutely not. If you want it to be legally binding.
Okay.
So I think one of the things the US should be learning from that is like shout about your freedom in your marketing, talk about those things, especially if you want people from the UK, they come over to the States to get married. You know, weddings at Disney are huge, places like that. So shout about the freedoms. You can get married here, you can get married there, you can get married on the beach. Go and talk about that to your advantage.
That's some amazing context. I had no idea. So thank you so much for sharing that. So what do you do for the clients that you work with, and tell us a little bit about your podcast?
Okay, so I have a podcast called Wedding Pros for Ready to Grow, and it's all about how to grow your wedding business. It's kind of what it says on the tin. But one of the things I've found both in venues and talking to pros is they're often the best kept secret. So they're amazing at what they do, but people don't know what they do because they're not very good at marketing and telling people about it. So one of the things I do is try and build their confidence and say, come on, shout about what you do. Tell people your marketing messages. Tell people who you're for. Because if people don't know you exist, they can't book you.
Yeah, 100%. I love that. Do you feel like the marketing messaging should be more geared towards the venue or the venue owner? Like, and I guess let me ask that a different way. Do you feel like there's an opportunity for venue owners to do more personal branding as a part of their marketing?
Yeah, absolutely. I really think that's important because we know that people buy from people. And I think sometimes venues and venue teams hide behind that. And actually, your venue team, you've got a lot to celebrate. And that's the people who are going to be there on the day. That's the people you're meeting when you come for the show round. And so if I already recognize your face, I've already got that rapport with you when I come into your venue. So you should be putting yourself, you should be putting your team on social media. You should be front and center of your business. Stop hiding behind the brand and trying to be bigger than you are. And if you own the venue, even better. Like if you've got a story to say this is a family-run venue, talk about it in your marketing. Be the people, be the difference, because no one can replicate that.
Oh, that's beautiful. You said talk about that in your marketing. I assume you mean more than just like in the about page on your website.
Oh yeah, everywhere. Like have your faces everywhere in your marketing. You know, on your website, make sure you've got testimonials. If they're talking about specific team members, include that detail in there. Because you know what, as a venue owner, your team will feel valued and seen if you start using them and shouting about them in your marketing as well. So it kind of has a two-pronged attack.
Absolutely. That's incredible. Becca, thank you so much for coming on the Venue RX today. This has been a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to having you on the show. We should do a regular episode together, and this has been great. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.